Hello and welcome. Today we're going to find out where we stand in our political views. So, as you can see, we've gone onto politicalcompass.org, and I personally think I'm going to be very down the middle. I think I'm a very down the middle kind of guy.
He's lying. He's a fascist. Don't believe his lies.
Shouldn't be commie. So
commie and proud.
Commie and proud. So as you can see, we're on Political Compass, and we're gonna see where we stand.
We're gonna hotly debate these questions unless we strongly agree with each other. In which case, this won't be much of a debate.
No, it won't. But we're gonna get on, and we're gonna debate these questions and see how we get on with it. So, first question:
if economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations.
Well, I'll agree with this one actually. I think this one's an agreeing.
Yeah, I strongly agree myself because.
Oh, you're a strongly agree.
I'm strongly agree. Yeah,
strongly agree.
Because the interests of transnational corporations is to make more money.
Yeah, yeah. It should primarily serve humanity. I just agree with it. I don't strongly agree with this one.
Well,
because I don't know why. Actually, I don't know why.
Let's strongly agree to just agree.
Yeah, strongly agree to agree.
Yes. Let's do it that way.
Scroll down just a touch.
I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Ooh. Am I patriotic? Am I patriotic? I'd actually disagree. I'm not patriotic, but it's not that I hate people that are patriotic. I'm fine if you're patriotic. That's why I'd say I just disagree, because I think strongly disagree gives the impression that you're like, patriotism is bad, blind belief in the government is bad, which I'm not at that point.
Yeah, so what, you disagree with that?
Yeah, I disagree.
Disagree.
Because I'm not a patriot.
I wouldn't support the country whether. I'm the same. I couldn't support the government's actions if it was wrong. I don't see why. No one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Right, no one chooses his country of birth.
It's
foolish to be.
It's like to be proud to be British, proud to be of your country.
Well,
I disagree with it, because it's good to feel proud about where you are. Like if you think that you're in a good upstanding town, city, country, it's fine to feel proud about it.
Yeah, I
don't necessarily feel proud about Britain at the moment, but that doesn't mean that I don't think it's foolish to be.
No, I'm like, bloody hell, I'm agreeing with you. I disagree with that statement. Not that you're winning the debate, because this isn't exactly a debate.
Definitely winning the debate.
It's just what I agree with. I think you should be proud of where you come from. It doesn't mean, again, you don't always agree with what they are doing, but it's always nice to be proud of where you come from.
Because if you're not proud of where you come from, you'd move, wouldn't you, really? Unless you were backed in the corner. Because that's what the immigrants are doing, refugees.
But yeah, if you
think about it in that terms.
Yes, but... And then we say...
Let's wait for the refugee question.
I don't want to get into too much.
We'll wait for the refugee question. Let's not blow our load too early.
Blow our load. Right. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races.
This depends if they're talking about the colour of one's skin here, or whether they're literally talking about
qualities compared.
Like, is this talking about black people and Muslims and Asians and?
But
Like, is that what this is meant to be going on about? Because if that's the case, I strongly disagree. If that's the case, I strongly disagree.
Our race, or like what? It's like, is it the white man? Is that what it's looking at? Is it like, like you said, is it the white man
assuming
like,
that were you white people, or is it?
Our race is
I guess it doesn't matter either way, because it doesn't matter what race you are to answer this question. It's saying that my race is the best.
Yeah.
So I guess that's probably a fascist view. Even if you're black, like, just because we haven't had black fascists actually in power and subjugating white people, doesn't mean that it couldn't. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say strongly disagree, because that's what I think that question's getting at.
I'm not fucking saying this is
turned into a really
this
boring,
is
really boring.
We're going to be straight down the middle here. So where are we now?
The enemy of
my enemy is my friend. So that's obviously with the ICE, the ISIS stuff where we've been
strongly disagree. Because
where
history has proven that the enemy of my enemy might be my friend now, but later on it's the Taliban, and we're going to be at an endless war with them. Because the Americans gave guns to the Taliban to fight the Russians. Look where that ended up. Good job, America. Good job.
So the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So you strongly disagree with that, do you?
Well, yeah. But the
like you said,
hatred of another person,
yes,
isn't friendship.
But if you're looking at it as in the now, don't look at it as in the future.
I'm looking at it as in the future. I'm not an idiot. I'm looking at the far-reaching consequences of my actions.
But if you look
that's
at
what any good political leader or government should do. They shouldn't be thinking about the immediate effects. They should be thinking about the repercussions across generations.
But as a now statement, like as in now, then it is right, and it's been proven through history, hasn't it? I know
through history, yeah.
I know that
until the next generation,
in time,
in which you want to get rid of them.
Oh shit! Now the enemy of my enemy is
my enemy. Yeah.
But as in a now thing, I think I'm going to agree with that one because like I said, I'm thinking of it as a now. History has said in the future, then it's going to come back and kick in the balls. But
it's always good to have alliances with other nations, but these alliances should not be built upon the self-hatred of a certain other nation. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't team up because you hate someone. You should team up because it's good to team up.
I can't argue with it, but
well, that's my point of view. Anyway.
But at that time, isn't it? At that time, you've both got a common enemy. So therefore, you have got a reason to band together. If you've got 1,000 people, I've got 1,000 people, and we're up against someone who's got 1,500 people, at the time you think, well, we'll band together, we'll crush them, we'll deal with the other 1,000 after we've got rid of this other army. So I'm going with that one. That's what I'm going with.
Okay, the next one.
Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified.
I'm humming and hawing whether disagree to agree, to be honest.
I agree with it. Because I agree because I think that
this is like Osama bin Laden assassination stuff here.
Yes,
isn't it?
It is. It's not.
It's like
sometimes it's not right, but it is.
Like, did that hit defy international law? Did they go into Pakistan without the proper jurisdiction and stuff to kill Osama?
Well,
or was the proper laws? This sort of goes into the whole vengeance argument, vengeance versus justice. Because if you're breaking laws, does that mean you're being just? Because surely justice is following the laws.
Yeah, but it's also military action. It's not it's war, and war never changes.
Yeah, but this isn't war. Because in war, there's laws you have to follow. Isn't there? But this is military action that is defying them laws. That's like civilian casualties to avoid witnesses for something you've done.
But that's the thing, though, isn't it?
Is that justified? Is bombing children because they saw you shoot someone,
so
sort of thing? Is that justified?
So they've got. Let's just say they've got nuclear weapons,
right?
I'll
leave this bit.
They surround them with kids. Now, the only way you're going to disarm that missile or bomb is by, unfortunately,
mowing down
innocent people. Now, is that defying international law? But would you say massacring some innocent people?
So the
to
needs
stop
of the
a
many
nuclear bomb?
outweigh the needs of the few.
Yeah,
that's what we're going at.
That's why I'm sort of agreeing with it, but I don't agree with.
That's a very extreme example that's never occurred. In international history.
But so
I'm gonna say just disagree.
What? I didn't beat you with that. I think
I think that's a crazily extreme event. Yes, and if that event were to happen, then I'd agree. But because that event has never happened in the history of the world, I'm going to stick by my guns and disagree. Oh man, this is going to turn into a fist fight, isn't it?
Yeah, but okay, you've got...
We had the honeymoon period, that's over now. Now it's time to get to the fisticuffs.
That's what I think, because, like you said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Or some famous philosopher, I can't remember his name, once said.
Yeah. I think his name was Sir Spock. Sir Spock of Vulcan.
So I'm going with that. I'm going with that
Rest
one.
in peace, Leonard. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment.
What?
I'm not sure I quite get what this question is going for. Is it that information should not be dispensed in an entertaining light?
I wonder if it's talking about the, like actors and actresses sort of going into political or news stuff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what it's talking about. So they'll make so they go in. They'll say their little bit of political bullshit, and because they're famous, people go, "Oh, it must be true," and therefore they start believing it as well, and therefore the information that people should actually learn off independent sources, they're watching entertainment and thinking that's the true.
So they form like a degree of loyalty with a certain entertainment star, and then
or like watching Fox News or some shit like that, where it's just totally
automatically presuming that because it's got news in the title, whatever, that it's true.
Yeah,
even if it's just unfounded
bollocks from
like
the sun.
like 1 out of 4 Muslims support is ISIS jihadis.
Yeah,
and it's just like
that type of shit.
Yeah,
it's like where is the actual proof of that? It's just someone spouting off bollocks.
I guess I was going to say disagree, but with the way you're putting it like that, you're actually swaying me more towards agreeing.
I can't remember what they call a woman now, but Bill Bailey says something on one of his stand-ups, and she says, I don't know much about what was it? I don't know much about terrorism, but I know that all Muslims are terrorists. And then at the end she goes, speaking as a mother. And Bill Bailey says, what is that, a euphemism of talking out my ass? And she says, like, I don't know much about the Middle East, but I know all Muslims are terrorists. Like, what the fuck? You're on TV, get some fucking brains before you start spouting off shit. And I think that's where this one is coming from. And I think a lot of people are stupid enough to believe it. Yeah. So
You've swayed me. I'm going to agree with you on this one.
So
Are you going to strongly agree or agree?
I'm going to go to agree with that one.
Right, I'll agree. I'll also agree. Because I'll admit you did a good job of swaying me there from my initial disagree.
Right, next.
But that's just based on the assumption that people are dumb, though, isn't it?
Yes, that is it is. We're not saying that if you're not stupid, then you were based in that one.
Viewers, I know what's best for everyone. Okay, everything I say is true because I say it. So worship me like your deity. Okay. Now that that's over, back to the questions. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality.
I'm disagreeing with that one. Got to.
I'll disagree just on the basis that I agree in the first world country, even though I think that's not the official term anymore. But in the Western civilization, I do believe that people are divided more by class than by nationality. But in the wider world, I do believe that nationality is more of a problem than class.
I think, I'm
taking this from a world perspective.
Yeah, well, I'm going to disagree with it, but I also slightly disagree because you got to think with the influx of immigrants, there's a lot more sort of segregation or something like that now. There's a lot more pent up stress about. Yeah, about that type of thing. So I'm thinking now it's with the immigrants moving across, especially into Europe and things like that, and then you get again with the terrorists and things like that, which then go that type of stuff. I'm thinking. Well, I'm agreeing with it. I think people are more bothered about people being of a different nationality in their country now than people being of a lower class. It's always been
the economy. That's what it says. Now the economy. We're talking attitudes here, not the FTSE index.
Okay,
but I still think what we've said. Is thing. People aren't foaming at the teeth to get rid of the rich people in the country. People are foaming at the teeth to get rid of the foreign people out of the country, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I disagree. I disagree with
it. So
there are still the few. We're not talking everyone here. We can't say everyone.
It's our view on it and what we perceive the way it's going in the country. But I think a lot more people are having a moan about the immigrants coming into this country than
the tax dodging
the tax dodging bastards. Even though if they paid their tax, we would happily be able to support a lot more people.
Yeah. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment.
Unfortunately, I can clearly say I know fuck all about this one. Controlling inflation. What
do you know what inflation is? So pretty much, the more money that is printed, the less valuable the money becomes. That's inflation.
Yeah, right.
So is controlling the amount of money in the system more important than controlling the unemployment rate?
No,
I'd say no. Because more employed people is more work being done. Surely generates more tax, generates more income from more goods going out. So I don't see why you'd say controlling inflation is more important.
But yeah,
I'd disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with that one. I think it's more.
Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. What are your views on this, Mr. Fascist? You're not a capitalist, I can say this.
The thing is, right,
conservative, so
yeah.
So I think me and you are going to mostly agree on these economic ones.
Well, that's the thing. When they require regulation, the regulation that the government seems to put on this type of thing is we're going to tax you more for it.
That's just an incentive, isn't it, to follow the...
But that
regulation.
doesn't really affect the corporations. That affects the bottom guy.
It doesn't really.
It does because prices go up.
Well, prices will go up, yeah, but surely the taxing. I don't know if this is the laws, right? But surely the tax, you'll get taxed more if you fail to meet the regulation standards. So if the company or corporation is actively like, oh screw it, we'll pay the extra tax to not sort out our carbon dioxide emissions, or we'll just keep pouring toxic nuclear waste into this river because we're making more money, so it doesn't matter if we're taxed at like 2% because the amount of money we'd have to spend to get it safely removed is like more than this increase of tax, So I agree they need to be regulated, because if they didn't, everyone would be fucked up and spouting third legs. But ladies, I've already got a third leg for you. We gotta get in some sexual harassment. I think if we're doing a political quiz, sexual harassment should be somewhere near.
I think we're gonna have to cut. We're gonna have to cut that bit out of this. No. And the fact that you're saying about spouting third legs and stuff like that, that's going back to my extreme nuclear bomb question. So like, oh yeah. Well, if we'd have an eye in the middle of our legs and we'll have a third ear on our chin. But, I don't think that they need regulating. I just think it shouldn't be forced. I think it should be.
Yeah. You say they should be cut, Neil, but we're both too lazy to do that.
I know, yeah.
Anyway, I agree.
So you were agreeing with that, and I'm disagreeing. I'm disagreeing with it.
Cool. I hate you forever. From each according to his ability, to each according to his need, is a fundamentally good idea.
So is this saying live to your abilities or live according to your needs? So
I don't know.
I don't know what this one means.
I don't know whether this one is about like benefits or if it's about.
So live to your ability. So therefore, if you get £10 a week, you have to live to that because that's your ability. You've got the ability to live on £10. Yeah. Or your needs, where I need
£100, but I'm only getting
I'm an alcoholic, so therefore I need 50 pints a week.
Well, that's not you need. That's a want.
But that's a need as a.
That's a want, isn't it? A need is food.
Yeah. Oh, then I need 50 fucking burgers a week then.
Yeah, I guess. From them 50 stone heifers.
Ability. So each according to his abilities. So live. Yeah, that's what it must mean, isn't it? Your ability to live a week on £1,000 a week, or live to your need. So that's going into people earning £500,000 a month. You can live. That's your ability. You've got that money, but do you need that money? So therefore, shouldn't you just have £20,000 and we'll share the rest out? You only need £20,000.
The communist view, is it? I think. Is this meant to be one of them communist questions?
Because, again, if that's the case, if it's going into that type of question where the ability, they get £1 million a month. They don't need £1 million a month.
Mm-hmm. You only
need £50,000 a month. I know this is going like way out. Oh, let's put it back into like normal. Like, right, you get £50,000 a month. £5,000 a month, but you only need £2,000 to live on. So your need is £2,000. So why not just have the £2,000? Therefore, everyone,
then
the wages could all level out. So therefore, the ones who were only on £500 a month could get brought up. And
I think that is the communist The communist view.
It's
At least leaning towards that, because wasn't the communists that, like, pretty much to keep the lower class in the lower class? You know, keep them, like, just sustaining themselves. I don't know.
the communists was supposed to be about everyone be equal.
Yeah,
so there
that's what I
wasn't
mean.
anyone higher.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. So is what
But
you're
then
saying,
you still
isn't
get
that
greedy
defined?
fucking people who then go, well, I'm doing this, so I should get more. And part of me does agree with that. Part of me does, because I think that, yeah, if you're working hard, you should get paid.
Yeah, it's all about the effort, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that, I disagree.
That's mine.
Disagree.
So, from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. So you disagree that people... So you're basing it on, if you're working hard, you should get paid more.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
It's not on that. I don't know if I'm taking it in the right context or not.
Yeah, well, I'd disagree with that because of that point. I think there's obviously way over the top price. People are getting paid fucking way too much.
Footballers.
Yeah.
It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product.
It is.
Is
there a need to debate any on that one?
I strongly agree, actually. I'm strongly agreeing on that.
Oh, you're strongly agreeing?
Yeah. Fuck bottled water.
I know, I'm going to have to agree.
Luckily, though, we live in a country where our tap water won't poison you like Spain.
Yeah, but that's the thing. No, I don't think in Spain it is as big a thing as what it is here. We've got tap water that you can drink. Yeah, it's all like, oh yeah, well I drink natural spring. It's like, well, yeah, and people in Spain have to buy it in a bottle.
I know.
So it's not a.
So that's why I'm saying
a designer thing over there. Is it sort of thing?
Well, that's what I mean. It's a necessity over there, which is a sad reflection because it's only a necessity because the corporations want to keep making the money. So fair enough, we have to pay water bills and that over here, and it probably is more expensive over here than it is in Spain. Like, we've done fuck all research for this, so everything we're spouting is just opinions.
It's basically going back to that the one that we had.
Yeah. That's why I said, "I am your God. Believe everything I say."
But yeah, I get you. But
it's worse in Spain though, because people don't have the choice. If people choose to be snobs and drink Volvic bottled water because it is purified volcanic water made from ashen springs.
I thought you were going to say vulva.
Yeah, vulva. While in Spain, like, I have to drink the water out of the bottle, which costs me like €1 a bottle. And I have to, or else I'm going to get the shits.
Well, you can boil it, or can't you? You can boil their water and drink it.
Yeah, so I can drink tea and coffee.
No, you can boil it and let it cool and drink it, or drink hot water. Because I know, like I said, in China they drink it always hot. Very rarely they have cold water because I think that's where it's come from. Their water has been. It's not nice, it's full of sediment or something like that. Even the tap water was disgusting, even when you boiled it. That if you drank it neat. So I always used to drink coffee because it was horrible neat. It was honestly like it was gritty and disgusting. So they've always boiled it.
Yeah.
And but then they say, oh no, because hot water's better for you than cold water. And it's like, well, does that come from, obviously, if you used to drink cold water from
you used to get the
shit, so therefore it's like, oh no, it's about your inner whatever
inner chi.
Yeah, because cold water cools your core temperature down, and then they're going all that type of stuff, and it's like, well, I bet you that's originally stemmed from the fact that when you drink your tap water, if you didn't boil it, you got the shades. But I'm imagining that I haven't looked into this.
Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold.
I agree. I agree with this. I know I've obviously got my house, and I own the land the house is on, so it's not leasehold. I own the land, so I can knock the house down if it gets and build my own. But I think land itself should not be sold off to Shouldn't be sold off. Happily buy the house.
I don't know, because for me, if land wasn't a commodity to be bought and sold, wouldn't it be a bit chaotic?
Well, no, because
or would you still have government-owned land?
You would have government-owned land. So the likes of
So how
like
would you
British
trade
Steel
land
or
if you wanted to move? How would that work? If you cannot buy or sell,
you'd sell the property because even.
But how would you sell it? Because it's saying there you shouldn't be able to buy or sell it.
The property, so you'd have. They do now the freeholds and the leaseholds. So you get a leasehold now. So if you buy a flat, you more than likely you will not get the flat. You will get a leasehold. You'll own a house and it'll be like for 100, 200 years, and that's yours. So then if you have it for 50 years, say you get it for 200 years, you have it for 50 years, when you come to sell it, you're only selling 150 years worth of hold on it. And things like that. So, but again, I think I don't want to go down this route where it should only be British citizens who can own land. I think it should be just the government. And then that goes into things like, So is the view you're coming from, land should be owned by the government and then rented to citizens? So rented
so
to
it shouldn't be
citizens.
owned by citizens and then rented to other citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
But because then what you get then is you get people like Tata Steel and SSI and that will own a big plot of land where the business is on. Yeah. And at the end of the day, when they move on, that business, in the end, you could end up with other countries owning land in your country.
Yeah.
In a way, because there's nothing to stop. But as far as I know, there's nothing to stop a government coming in as well from another country and going, oh well, we're making a business, so we'll buy that land, and so hold up a second, when you follow it down, like the French will own that land, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything against that, and probably people will tell us if there is.
Well, I think the main thing is that even if the French own the land, it's under British law still.
It'll still be
it
still will be like an island, like they can build a trench around it, and that's it.
It's not like the Vatican or whatever, where they're just like, okay, this little plot of land is in no country, sort of thing.
Yeah. So, land shouldn't be a commodity. I agree with that one. I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I was on the borderline. I didn't know whether to agree or disagree. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Yeah, I agree.
I strongly agree. But it is regrettable that many people do make a fortune on not paying the taxes.
Yeah, it's not like the inventors of products or the designers or the scientists that find all these drugs, these cancer-curing drugs and things like that. They don't make the money off it. It's the big CEOs that, like the guy that bought the rights to the HIV, the AIDS pill, and then what did he do? It was like $100 a pill or something, and he hiked it up to $1,200 a pill.
Fucking hell.
Like, he hiked it up, like, I'm talking huge, pretty much so that no one could even afford these HIV pills. I think even Charlie Sheen is looking for alternate treatments now because he can't afford it. I think he's looking for that majestic tiger blood that says running through his veins.
Yeah, he's Adonis DNA.
Yeah, that's probably why he was high in that meeting, because he was having his tiger blood dialysis or whatever.
What was the other one? His tiger blood. It was this Adonis DNA. And all I know is he's by winning.
Winning. I strongly agree. I think it shouldn't be the case that people can get rich off other people's ingenuity. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. So lucky that we looked up the word protectionism earlier. Because I didn't know. I thought it was talking about protecting the consumer from the corporations, but it's protecting homegrown homegrown
So by
businesses
British.
from foreign.
Yeah.
So pretty much, our country is currently not protectionism, since all of our homegrown industries are being replaced by imported goods from China. Like what's happened not locally with British steel. Even though they weren't making money, but that's because the government decided to get cheaper steel from China.
Steel, yeah.
Didn't they?
There's
So-
some dodgy thing going
So
on about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's something weird going on with our steel industry.
I think it is, but I think also it's about how much milk you produce as well, isn't it? Because with us being part of the EU, we have to import so
Just got
many
bigger
tons
teats.
of. We've got plenty. We've got enough to.
Yeah.
But we have to import so much. Apparently, I think that's how it works. So we've got enough beef and lamb and all that, but we still have to go for so many tons of French and whatever gets brought in, and so I'm agreeing with that. I think it is necessary.
I agree, yeah, because
I strongly agree. I think we should.
Yeah.
Why should we waste? We've got
waste resources.
we're wasting stuff that we could, and it'd be going because it'd be getting tax paid in this country. So
Because I think I'd strongly agree, mainly because our local town is being hit by this very problem, isn't it?
yeah, true.
With our steel industry just disappearing overnight, leaving how many thousand people without jobs. So I'd strongly agree. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. Strongly disagree.
Yeah.
Strongly disagree.
I believe. Again, with this one, I believe a company that makes a profit, then all good to them. But it's when they project future profits. That's when the problem. That's what pisses me off. So they make 5 million this year, so therefore they predict, well, with inflation or whatever like that, we will be making 10 million next year. Then next year comes and we look at it and go,
we've only made 5 million again.
We've only made 5 million, or we've made 6 million, or something like that. We should have hit our 10 million. So what we're going to do? Oh, we'll lay off a few more people then. It's like, well, you've made a profit just because it hasn't reached. So because they've predicted their profits, their share prices go down. You've made a fucking profit.
Well, what I'm thinking here though is, let's take the video game industry into account. So at the moment, the video game industry is only looking out to deliver a profit to big corporations and their shareholders.
Yeah.
Not to give a good value for money for people playing video games. Which is bullshit, because you're getting things like the Final Fantasy VII remake being split up into parts, which is just a way to generate more money, because that company knows people have been begging for a remake of that game for at least 10 years. Possibly even 15 by now. I think the game came out and they were begging for a remake of it.
Yeah. When did it come out? 96 or something like that, didn't it? 96, 97?
It was early PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And then you have the whole pre-order thing where they're trying to get you to buy the game before there's even any footage of the game.
Yeah, and then when they release the footage...
And then when they release the footage of the game, it's not what the game is.
Yeah,
It's some dream state version of the game, like Watch Dogs.
Yeah, Watch Dogs. I was trying to think of the other one, Watch Dogs.
And then...
apparently people saying that... I was watching something... the new Tom Clancy one that's coming out. Apparently people have been moaning that doesn't look as good as it should have.
The Division, I think.
It doesn't look as good as it should have been. But apparently that was the one that they were playing is the console version, not the PC version. So before people complain, they should wait until the PC version comes out and see if they've kept it at the same quality. So,
so I'd strongly disagree. I do believe. I think companies, if they weren't so obsessed about making money, would make more money.
Yeah, probably.
You build up a loyal consumer base by being reasonable and fair with prices.
Yeah.
And reasonable with expectations. and not expect to build Rome in a day, then eventually you're going to end up being able to do whatever you want.
Yeah,
within moderation.
You spent most of the time building up a brand and then going back and making a quick buck and using your brand. Like I think,
like what I said, not
like
thinking
Resident
of
Evil or something like that. Resident Evil's turned into just a basic like
an action
franchise
when
it wasn't that in the first place. So they've screwed that over.
Because action games make money now, so that's what I mean. To make money, I think, in the scale that you want, you need to think in the future, not just in the now.
Yeah. We could have a whole.
But I guess we're just talking about the video game.
I know, yeah.
The video game thing here, but I still strongly disagree.
Strongly. The rich are too highly taxed.
Well, we were talking about this earlier.
We were, yeah. I don't think they are, personally.
The people aren't taxed too highly.
I don't. Yeah, we've said this before. I don't think that because of what you earn, because everyone's going to do it, aren't you? If you get a job for £100,000 a year, you're going to go. Going to take it, aren't I? So if you're working hard, then why shouldn't you
reap the
profits? You shouldn't. You're earning 50% more than what we think you should be. So therefore, we're going to tax you 40%. Oh, why? That's
well. On the other hand, you're getting the tax dodging corporations, aren't you?
But then again, that's the corporations, isn't it? That's the tax dodging corporations we're going into there. I think if you're working for it and you think profits are a big different. It's a big different with the company profits. I know that if anything does come out and they go right, then we pay up your cash. Like Vodafone owed so many billion, is it, in taxes that they didn't pay. Instead, they took one of our politicians out for a meal. And then they struck up an agreement, and I think it was from. I'm going to pick numbers out my ass. I think it was like something like, let's say, 1 billion that they owed. They took him out for a lot, something to eat, and then it was like, we've come to an agreement. They're going to pay us 5 million. It was like, that's not an agreement. That's just you fucking screwing us over.
Being a posse.
It'll scare businesses away. It'll scare them away. They're making £1 billion profit. It's not going to fucking scare them away if they're going to have to pay the fucking taxes. They're not, because they're still here. They're still here. They're still going to make a fucking big profit. They're not going to go anywhere.
Because if they go away, then they're going to have a hell of a lot of people wanting money back, and they're going to just lose money because they've already established a huge consumer base here, aren't they? So
and they're not going to go because they're making fucking money. Top Man. What's the one with? This is the one. Top Man, the bloke who owns it, pays less tax than one of his cleaners in his shop, because he says that he gets a wage, and the business itself is owned by his wife, who lives in some other country, so therefore she doesn't get taxed. So all the money it makes, all the profits the thing makes, it gets like, obviously because there's like tax. Laws or whatever it is that, so he just takes like a bare minimum wage or whatever like that. Oh no, I'm only on £10,000 a year or whatever. I'm on £10,000 a year. Hold up a second. Oh no, it's my wife's business, and she lives in whatever country, and therefore you can't tax that money because it's not. What? So that is a bit. I think that's a bit of a different question to that, isn't it? I think if you're working hard for it, I don't think. That's saying they are too highly taxed. So I agree with that one.
I'll agree. But just under the citation that we're not talking about corporations.
No, we're not. Even though we went on a little tangent there.
Even though we went on the tangent. So those with the ability to pay should have the right to higher standards of medical care.
Well, yeah.
Yes,
I agree.
Strongly agree.
Yeah, if you pay for something, it should be.
Not that there shouldn't be a national health service. Because that's what the Tories are currently trying to get rid of, aren't they?
Yeah.
So there should be a national health service, but if you're making mega bucks and you want to have your big fake knockers, then go for it. Yeah, take that high standards of medical care.
Speaking of, if you've got the money for it and you should have your big fake knockers, then obviously because you're paying for it, it should not be on the NHS.
Yes. No, it shouldn't. No. We're talking about that skanky ass woman that got, what was it, a 9,000 boob job? Was it? 9,000. She had a 9,000 boob job and then got it paid by the government and our tax because she said she felt socially insecure because of her small tits. Now that is bullshit.
Yeah, that's not a breast job she needs. She needs a fucking mind job.
Yeah, she needs to have a fucking psychiatrist or a therapist.
To help her through those difficult times.
Yes, to help her through the difficult times of only having nips.
So anyway, I agree.
Yeah, strongly agree.
I'm not saying that if you don't pay for it, you should get a really subpar standard, but I agree with that one. You strongly agree?
No, well, I agree, yeah. I agree, just because if you strongly agree, that makes it sound like if you can't have care if you don't have money.
Yeah.
Governments should penalise businesses that mislead the public. Yeah.
I agree. I'm
strongly agree. Misleading people for your own gain is a big dick move. Yeah. If you do it, you're a big sweaty dick bag.
Imagine that. Durex. Imagine that. These will protect you from all these sexual diseases and it'll stop pregnancy, and then laugh when they're like a fucking sieve or something, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, it was just a joke, you know what I mean? We didn't think anyone would buy them.
Yeah, we didn't think people would believe what we put in advertising.
Right. Genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator
multinationals to create monopolies. Agree? Because monopolies are bad.
Yeah. They are, because at the end of the day it doesn't matter, even though they go they are different companies, they're fucking not. They're the same, aren't they? So yeah, I agree with that one. Actually, I think
I strongly agree, because monopolies are just bad for every consumer. Because if I hold all the water storage and water plants in the country, you can literally charge like £300 to have clean water a month.
Yeah,
can't you? Like, once you own all of a market, it's bad, because then you won't innovate, because why innovate when you have no competition? And you can charge whatever you want. Which is why the WWE is currently shit. Because they pretty much... Yeah, now we're going on a wrestling tangent.
I don't know, fuck off.
Because they've pretty much bought up all the wrestling companies, and now they're fucking shit. Well, they were at their best when they had a competitor that was better than them, that was doing better. So then they had to step up their game.
Yeah.
Well, now because they have no competitor.
Yeah.
But now there is other small indie companies popping up. But there you go, small Westland.
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 Oh, Wessel.
That was a small Westland. Bloody hell. The freer market. I guess
freer the market. Free. Yeah, it is. It's supposed. I think it's supposed to be the free of the market, the free of the people.
Yeah, agree. Yeah,
well, yeah.
Speaks for itself. I'm all for empowering the masses.
Yep. Agree.
So I reckon we should probably stop this video here and continue on in the next one, because I think we've probably rambled on so long that everyone's in a coma.
Yeah.
No one cares about our political views.
If
you've stuck around this long, I salute you. Heil Hitler and
Mussolini. Who the fuck? Mussolini was the Italian one.
Stalin.
Yeah, Mussolini was
Stalin.
Still in it.
And worship me, because I am your god.